let's take a look at a word problem. Percy's Bikes rents bikes for $10 plus $4 per hour. Annabeth paid $30 to rent a bike, and we want to know for how many hours did she rent the bike. So one thing that's a good problem-solving strategy is that anytime you're dealing with a word problem, to go back and highlight the information that you think might be important to help you figure out what's going on. So we know that they rent the bikes for $10, so it costs $10 just to get a bike, and then they also charge $4 per hour. Now it also tells us that Annabeth paid $30 to rent a bike, and we want to know for how many hours did she rent the bike. So that's the question that we're trying to answer. So when I go back and look at that information, the thing that I'm really looking for, that I highlighted in green, is how many hours that she rented the bike. So that's our unknown. So I'm going to define my variable and just make a note here that x is going to represent how many hours she rented the bike. That's going to be the unknown that I'm going to be trying to figure out. So now when I go back and look at the rest of the information, it tells me that she had to pay the $10 and she also had to pay $4 per hour. So that $10 is not something that's going to change. That's how much she had to pay just to be able to rent the bike. Even if she didn't ride out past the parking lot, the fact that she rented the bike, she has to pay $10. Now, she's also being charged $4 per hour, so that's going to change a little bit. It's going to be based on how many hours she rented the bike. Now, that's the part that we don't know, so what I'm going to do is use that x that I defined earlier to help show what that's going to be. So we don't know how many hours she rode, but we know for each hour that she rode, she had to pay an additional $4. So that's going to be 10 plus 4x. Now we also know that she totally paid a total of $30. That's how much it costs to include the $10 rental fee plus the $4 an hour. So now that we have our equation set up, all we have to do is solve for that x, and it will tell us how many hours that she rented the bike. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides because I have to undo the addition first. I get 4x is equal to 20. Of course, anytime we have a number in front of a variable like that, it's going to mean that we are multiplying, and we undo multiplying using the inverse division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and that will give me x equals 5. And now I need to kind of interpret what that 5 means since this is a word problem. Our x represented a number of hours that she rented the bike, so my final answer needs to include that in its label. So Annabeth rented the bike for a total of 5 hours, and that's how she had to pay the $30. Alright, we do have one you try problem for you to go ahead and attempt, then come on back for one more video.